So the mini beast from the east, it's affected flights in and out of Heathrow. Let's talk to Simon Calder, who's a travel expert and joins us from our London newsroom. Morning, Simon. What's going on then?
Well, if you're around about 15,000 people, you will have been told already that your flight to and from Heathrow has been cancelled. British Airways alone has cancelled over 80 departures, most of them short-haul flights, but also a round trip to 1H to New York and to Chicago. On top of that, Air France, KLM, Lufthansa, TAP Portugal, Swiss and Aer Lingus have also cancelled flights, 118 so far. Other airports, well, Gatwick Airport says we're all right at the moment, but do check with your airline later because we're expecting problems. And London City, all the problems seem to be in London. If you're one of the other airports, then if there is a problem, it's only because you're trying to get to London. So the flight just due in from Edinburgh to London City is actually now in Southend, which will be a surprise to the passengers and I dare say the pilots too. So, of course, wherever you're travelling, you should check in advance. What I'm seeing is delays building. At the moment, just half an hour or so, mostly to do with problems de-icing the aircraft. But if those build up during the day, we could, I'm afraid, see more cancellations. And I would say the chances are there will be yet more cancellations put in after Helen's weather forecast just now. For tomorrow, the airlines will probably start letting people know late afternoon, early evening if your flight is affected.
Simon, just a brief word on what you should be doing. You're saying the airlines will let you know, but you never quite trust that you're going to be told, do you? So what should we be doing if we're travelling this weekend?
Certainly, yes. Check online with the airline, with the airport, to make sure that your flight is operating as you expect it to be. And if the proactive cancellations, which is what we've seen at Heathrow, most of the cancellations so far we knew about last night. They're simply doing that to reduce the demands on those two precious runways and also on all the de-icing equipment.
Simon, this morning we've been talking a lot. There's been developing news when it comes to Russia and diplomatic relations. We understand now, just been told in the last hour, 23 diplomats will be expelled from Moscow in retaliation to what has happened in the UK. There are lots of people who are concerned about travel to Russia ahead of the World Cup. I mean, we also heard that the England captain will be talking and addressing some concerns that his team members might be having. What are you looking at in terms of travel awareness?
Well, the Foreign Office this week announced that British people could face harassment in Russia. There's clearly building tension, and it's possible if you're travelling out there in the next few weeks that I don't think from my many visits to Russia that you'll encounter any hostility from the Russian people, who I've always found very, very welcoming and hospitable. You might find, for example, when you're going through passport control, that officialdom is perhaps tougher than normal. Border guards are not recruited for their charm and sense of humour, I find, in Russia. But looking beyond that, I know that Dan Walker about 40 minutes ago was expressing concerns among fans as well as the team about safety. I wouldn't have particular concerns about personal safety. I think it is a moral question whether by going there you are somehow inadvertently lending support to a propaganda exercise. Having said all that, I can't wait to go. I've already got my fan ID. That's going to entitle me to get into Russia without a visa. And there's still tickets available for the first 2 England games. So personally, I'm all in favour of it. I think it will help to build bridges with the Russian people rather than being actually counterproductive. But of course, everybody has to make their own decision.
Indeed, you've made your view very clear. Simon, thanks very much. Always good to talk to you.